Dot, 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 dot. Good morning, everybody. This is Grant, and I'm super excited to be with you today for several reasons. Number one, we're doing things just a little different this morning and for good reason, and that's part of the lesson for today. You see, today, we're not going to be doing other news. You see, today, we're just going to be doing a warm cup of gratitude and then a quick dose of encouragement today. I'm stirred in my core to share with you a piece of encouragement. I think I've had several encounters. Dory says, there it is. I've had several encounters in the last 24 to 36 hours that have struck me between my eyes, that have moved me quite a bit to realize some people just need encouragement. So if you are stopping by this morning, if you're stopping by later today, if you're stopping by, and you think you need encouragement, stick around. Let's first do a cup of gratitude. I'll tell you what I'm grateful for this morning. I'm grateful for my wife. I was able to, we both kind of stirred early. And though I normally get up, she normally sleeps in. But this morning, she was also stirred, and we sat on the couch and just kind of talked about some of the encounters I've had over the last 24 to 36 hours. And she just spoke some encouragement. I was feeling discouraged. And I don't know if you guys know this about the Spark, Grant, and they do. But I'm normally the source of encouragement for everybody. But I was finding myself in a slump. And she was able to not talk me out of it. Marissa's a great listener. If you don't know that about Marissa, you need to. She's a fantastic listener. But she was also able to help me reframe the things I was seeing in a useful way. So what am I grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for the confidants in your life that are there at the right time with the right word in the right way to turn things around and invert, literally like turning a sock inside it out, inverting the equation as you see it and make it not just something that's detrimental to you, but empowering to you. So that's what I'm grateful for. My lovely bride, Marissa, what are you grateful for? Come on, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to start believing that you're just not grateful people. Good morning, Laura. I hope you're doing fantastic this morning. That's Laura Gardner. She's popping in over there in the Goals and Gratitude group. But I really want to hear from you. I want to hear what you're grateful for. Please post in the comments. Let me know what you're full of gratitude for today. Let's skip other news because we could talk about a lot of other news, but I want to get right into something, say what I'm going to say, and let you get about your day because it's Wednesday. James says, me too. James, what's that? Me too what? What are you too? So here's what I have to say. First off, to you, warm cup of gratitude this morning. What are you grateful for? Post it in the comments. So here's what I got to say today about this. And mind you, too, for those showing, I'm going to feature this. This right here is groundbreaking. James Joseph, nothing but love here. Marissa even says, boom. Marissa even says, hey, James is here. Because Marissa and I know this is a groundbreaking moment for James to post. James often posts. Social media is just not his jam. And it's not his thing. And that's okay. Many people have that. We've got an employee, Kiana. It's just not her thing. But James to come under his own profile, show his name and comment. I got love for that. I don't know who's this. This is Laura. She says she's grateful for her groom. I believe this is Laura. It comes through as Facebook user. Brittany says, here we go. Grateful for morning reading. Ooh, man, I wish I had a morning reading. And a hot and fast bike ride makes me feel alive. Who's this? Facebook user says, my morning cup of coffee, and I don't know who that is. You're probably posting in one of the groups. I apologize for not seeing your name. James says, yes, for Marissa, but also for his smoking hot bride. And then Brittany comes in, and Brittany, I have not skipped over you. I want to bring you on to co-host. It's just been an absolutely insane week, and maybe we could do that Friday. She says, hi, James, good morning. And Dory says, your show is upstairs and in the kitchen also. So we know the Sparks show is reverberating in the Joseph household. So here's what I'm thankful for. I already said what I'm thankful for. Here's the lesson for today. We're going to skip other news today. And for all of you jumping in, I am so encouraged. And here's Jessica, man. This is filling my sails right now. Good morning. I'm also grateful for the encouragement of friends when it is needed. Man, you got to have encouragement. And that's what the message is today, guys. We're going to stick on this for a second. I've had some encounters in the last 24 to 36 hours that just bothered me at my soul. And listen, hear me on this. And this is just going to be a soundbite this morning. And you know that I'll bring the heat on most of our. And Lisa Welsh says, grateful for my morning birds. And she might be talking about morning songbirds because she's delivering greens all day long. But she might be talking about you lovely people, chirping encouragement and just letting us see your loving banter. Let me tell you something. Dory, Brittany, Adam, James, Marissa, Lisa, Jessica, Laura Gardner, just seeing your loving, friendly banter is encouragement enough to know that my people are out there. My morning people, my loving people are out there. And that's the encouragement. And that is what I want to say today. When you face challenges, when you're in Texas and you expect good weather and you get tons of snow and water running through your roof, have you seen those pictures? When you're starting to lose clients, has that happened to you in the last 6 to 12 months? When clients get extra sensitive, yeah, you're used to delivering quality, but just a few snafus have happened and clients are showing extra sensitivity and you're feeling timid. When those moments happen, when you got shrinking business, when you got frustrations, I want to encourage you. When you encounter hump day or the Mondays, or maybe it's just the moon that's triggering people, I want to say a few things to you. Number one, I'm here for you. I love you. Everyone who posted in these comments, I know to be top quality people. James and Dory Joseph, top quality people. You can rely on them. Adam and Brittany Welchel, top quality people. You can rely on them. I don't know Jessica's husband well, but I know Jessica. You can rely on them. Lisa Welsh. These are salt of the earth people making a huge impact that you can rely on. Good morning, other user. I see good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who that is, but I see you. So the first thing I want to say when you encounter any sort of shrinking from the world, any sort of conflict, too much negative news, not enough positive topics, which is why we normally cover other news. When this stuff starts to dig into your positive fountain in your spirit, reach out to people like this. And I want you to reach out to people like this, whether it's in the Facebook Goals and Gratitude group or you've got people in your Rolodex, just like I did with Marissa. And I want you to say, oh, Netza. Good morning, Netza. Wow, Netza Rodriguez jumping in. Good morning. I want you to remind yourself of what brings you happiness. Quite often, we think happiness is a fruit, but happiness is a choice. And I believe that you should, first and foremost, get around people that encourage you, that lift you up. Jump on a show like this. Jump on one of Brittany's clubhouses. Jump on a Zoom. Reach out to James and have breakfast with James at Waffle House like I do. Grab a person, because negativity turns into depression and a downward spiral when you go through that alone. Marissa asked me, hey, should you do the show this morning? I was like, I'm just not feeling it. And look at you beautiful people. I just showed up. I didn't even have a show prepared except encouragement for you. And you showed up. That is the lesson. That is literally the lesson I was going to bring today. And you guys just showed up and delivered. James showed up and delivered. Netza showed up and delivered. That is what I'm telling you. When you encounter discouraging moments that are starting to get into your soul, that are starting to mess with your money, you mess with someone's money, you mess with their soul, man, at least in today's world. Look at this. This is the type of people we run with. Look at this. This is the type of people we run with. Brittany has boldly said, I'm gladly be one of those people. Save my number. That's in the comments on my Facebook post. If you're in another location, check that out. Dory says, look at this. Hey, family is here. When you encounter frustration, family is that group of people that show up in the oddest hours at 6:45 in the morning just to start their day right. When you encounter discouragement, you need a good morning, Emerson Bamaka, who the nomenclature, Emerson Bamaka just jumped by this morning. And let me tell you something, there's burgers named after this guy, but this guy's the number one mixologist I've ever met. His pumpkin spice old fashioned. In fact, the people in this feed all know Emerson Bamaka's pumpkin spice old fashioned. We all had a birthday together, if I recall. most everyone in this feed, go to those people. Go to those people and confess to them where you're at, and they will feed your soul. And that's the starting point. I wanted to say, I started this with saying, remind yourself of what makes you happy. What makes me happy are people. That might not be the same for you. It's nature for Marissa, but look at the level of encouragement. Look at the level of encouragement. James was there, and he can tell you world-class and pumpkin old-fashioned will change your world. Remind yourself of the things that make you happy. Now, thinking about happiness, remember, happiness is not a fruit. Happiness is a choice. But it's very difficult when you feel like you're going through it alone. So your lines of communication, Adam and Brittany taught me the phrase calm lines. Communication lines, even if it's to BS with one another, send out those calm lines. That's what today's show was all about. And I'm not feeling it, but I need these calm lines. And you guys have echoed back to me the positivity in the world, and I love that. You guys should know one another, but start with thinking of the things that bring you happiness. Remember, happiness is not a fruit that you sit around and hope works for you. And then on shitty days, on Mondays or hump days, you're just SOL. You're out of luck that day. No, think of the things that make you happy. That's number one. Number two, then engage with the people. And here's Dory. And this is exactly, you guys are finishing my sentences, even with a delay. Dory says, and to help these people makes me happy. And let me tell you something about this, Dory. And this is totally true. I literally turned a corner when talking to Marissa this morning, and she said something that inverted it, like turning a sock right side out that was inside out from the dryer. Marissa said something that instead of making me feel like, oh my God, I cannot have another one of these encounters, she made me realize, no, I'm a leader. I'm meant to protect my people. And it inverted from this weird, not depressed, but challenged entitlement to servanthood. And I told Marissa, when you go to serve people, the equation inverts and you go into servanthood, and suddenly you're untouchable. Suddenly you're in a corner, not with your fists up, but with your hands open, and happiness. I'm just here to serve. I'd like to make this right. And if I go down, whether I lose this client, I'm at least going to do it with a heart of service and make sure not to take a moral high ground, but to make sure that person is truly served. That's the type of people that are in this feed today. I know nearly every single person in this feed that have commented today are servanthood, servant-minded, service-oriented people. And whether or not we get the business is not nearly as important as whether or not we serve. And that is a safe space to go down in. And I'm telling you, you will watch your discouragement invert. You'll watch discouragement fade away if you can be with the people, get with the people who encourage you, like you guys are here. Another piece of encouragement from Brittany. We do hard things, pushing through the uncomfortable. And this is evidenced. This is evidenced in Adam texted me this morning and said, hey, man, I'm doing a hard thing. Adam and Brittany are putting on a live event through Bridge, and he's having a little bit of a tickle and some things are going on. And I'm like, hey, how can I help? We do the hard things, and I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, and that's a little uncomfortable, but we push through. That's what makes us good. Lisa Welsh jumps in and says, when it all goes like gangbusters, yes, it all goes like gangbusters when you're doing right. You got to do right. And then this person, again, this might be Netza, this might be Laura Gardner. Service is my love language. And I got to tell you, no matter what your love language is, service is everyone's love language. Someone jumps in and cheers Adam on. Adam, you can do it. I'm so excited for today. And I am too. We're going to be there to support one another. The Spark Nation and Spark Citizens, just like today, are going to be there. So let's recap real quick. Just a word of encouragement. If you're encountering discouragement, don't go into a shell. Do not clam up. That leads to depression. It leads to a downward spiral. Create a calm line, a communication line with your people, here we go, your family, or as Dory said here, your family is here. Or as Brittany said, I'll be your person. Save my number. Run with people like that. Run with people like that. And then remind yourself of happiness, because it's not a fruit, it's a decision that leads you into feeling better, and then reframe the situation into service. Guess what? That's the heart of mission. I've been talking a lot about mission. Mission is also not just an act to serve the world. It's also Teflon in the face of discouragement. Let me tell you something. I expected to get on here today and have a rough outline. Normally I have a whole outline typed and all this news, but you guys have made my week. Actually, I was watching the numbers, and for those still watching, and there's people still watching right now, for those still watching, Nanishi wants to get in. Nanishi is James and Dory's daughter. She jumps in. She's watching from the kitchen or the living room saying, service is love. That's from Nanishi. That's a child sitting there watching somewhere in a living room. Service is love. I really appreciate you guys for loving on me this morning, but I don't even know. I can't even fathom who is watching today that needed your encouragement. Maybe it was Emerson liking the show today. Maybe it was Netza jumping in. Maybe it was one of you who needed to pump yourself up. You've not only spoken life to me, and that's the thing about encouragement. That's the thing about community. You've not only spoken life to me, which I dearly, dearly appreciate, but you've done it for those who didn't even know they needed it today. I appreciate you guys. This show has made me rich in so many ways, and your friendship has enriched me, and I cannot thank you enough. And I wanted to say this before we jumped in with Nanishi. You got to see this. I'm looking at our numbers. I don't know if you can see these numbers. Can you? Well, I don't know. I can see the numbers in my restream. We actually hit a record this morning in this short time together with no construct, just trying to encourage one another, just looking for opportunities to encourage one another. We actually hit a record on the show. Emerson jumps in. Emerson, my man, whatever you do, put it on God's hands. Family will always back you up and work hard to achieve your dreams. If those of you who have followed Emerson's career, Emerson, I cannot thank you enough for carving out the time this morning to just say some word of gratitude. This guy's a part of our community. He's part of one of all of our favorite restaurants. On my birthday, he served us these pumpkin spice old fashions that he crafted with love. And I'm honored that you stopped by today, my man. And by the way, if you've never had the Bamaka burger, which is this man's burger right there, that 1961, the next time you're in Lakeland, please do check it out. And then Dora just says, man, I'm so grateful for Grant and Marissa. Man, I'm grateful for you too. You guys, let's leave on this high note. Let's all high five each other in our spirits, man. Let's all appreciate one another. And whatever you're wrestling with today, if you need help, go into the feed. I'm serious. I'm more serious than a heart attack on this. Go into the comments that you saw this video and find people that have liked, and I will personally put my name of approval. And I'm looking right now. I'm seeing if there's anybody I'll take this back on, because sometimes there's real duds. But anyone I have seen comment today, I know you can reach out to for help, for advice, for flipping coffee and encouragement. You have a community available to you that loves you, that wants you to be encouraged. Encouraged. The word encourage means to fill with heart. The French word for heart being courage. Encourage is where this word comes from. Enheartened. To fill your heart up. Brittany says, grateful for you. Man, Adam, Brittany, I'm so grateful for you guys, and I'm super pumped to see you guys this afternoon, and we can support you with your efforts. I love you guys. We're going to leave on this note. Go out there and remember the mission. Igniting lives of explosive significance. Starting with your own. Thank you for this morning, guys. Have a fantastic day.